Hello, this video is going to be on writing an offer for a condominium. So as you can see, I start inside of Matrix. There's two things I'm going to want to do. I'm going to want to pull up web forms, and I'm going to go back while web forms is loading up, and I am going to want to pull up the listing that I will be putting the offer on. So first things first, we're going to look at the MLS number. We're going to start a transaction kit. So for this one, we're going to put 484 third offer. Just going to double check that I got that right. Okay. Okay, so we're going to put 484 third offer. There's the MLS number, and I will show you why having the MLS number saves you a few minutes in time. So as you can see, now it has 3rd Street. It knows the address. It will also fill in the names. So when we are doing a offer on a condo, we're going to use form 101. Okay? That's the agreement and purchase of a sale of a condominium. Okay? Which will also be accompanied by a form 320. Confirmation of cooperation, which is how you get paid. So we are going to use those two forms, a 320 and a 101 only on a condominium. I'm going to hit done, and we are going to hit edit. Okay, so first we're going to start with the date, which is the 23rd of April. Buyer's name. Okay, so we have buyer's name, seller's name is already in there. 9484 3rd Street in the City of London. Being always going to be, always for London, Middlesex Condominium Corporation. Now we're going to look at the number, and this is one of the things we will do to look at the listing. We're going to look for the condominium number, which is usually in the legal description. So you can see Unit 9, Level 1, condominium number 305. Okay. So condo numbers 305, unit number 9, level 1. Now, you can see unit 9, but it does not always match necessarily. Always stick with what it says in the legal description. So again, unit 9, level 1, Middlesex condominium plan number 305. Okay? So parking spaces, we go back to the listing. It will be right here. You see parking type number 1 is exclusive. Number of assigned parking 1. Okay, so there is 1 parking space. Because this is going to be a townhouse, there will not be a locker. We're going to put $192,000 for this offer. Buyer submits the deposit, so you have 3 options. Herewith. That means that you are giving the deposit with the offer. Upon acceptance, which is what I normally do, or as otherwise described in this agreement, but usually, again, it's going to be upon acceptance. Unless you're dealing with a bank foreclosure and they want an upfront check, then usually it's going to be upon acceptance. So, for the deposit, we're going to put a $5,000 deposit. And we are going to make it payable to Peak Professional Realty Inc. Okay, so you're always going to make the deposit payable to the listing brokerage unless otherwise specified in the agreement. Just want to make sure I Got all that right? Peak Professionals Realty Inc. Okay. So, for this, we do not have any other schedules attached. This offer shall be irrevocable by the buyer, and we are going to give them until 12 p.m. tomorrow. So at the time I'm writing this offer, it's 10:09 at night. We are going to give them until lunchtime tomorrow, which is the 24th. So we are going in under asking. As you can see, asking price is $199.9. We're going in at $192. So we are going to give them a little bit of a quick closing date. So that's going to be 7. So we're going to go mid-May. You know what? Just to give them another couple days, we're going to go May 17th. So the shadows included will be specified in the offer. So we have the stove, washer, dryer, and fridge. So I'm just going to hit copy. And I'm going to paste that. Fixtures excluded, we're going to put none. Now, I will also say this. If your buyer is interested in something that is not on the offer, it never hurts to throw it in. Worst case scenario, they might say no, but you can always throw it in, or you can put fixtures excluded. For example, if there's a deep freezer and you don't want to have the hassle of trying to move it, you can always put it in fixtures excluded. I'm just going to check very quickly if there's anything rental. So as you will see here, under contract rental items, hot water tank. Okay, so we are going to put hot water tank. Now, common expenses, so that's going to be your condo fee. So, condo fee is going to be right here. $293.09, and then we are going to copy and paste what is included in the condo fee. So you can see insurance, maintenance, landscaping. We're going to put copy. $293 is the condo fee. We don't worry about the cents. That's that. Again, parking and lockers. That we already took care of the parking and there's no lockers. So HST is always going to be included in unless it is a new build. Title search usually is 5 days before the offer. So we did the 17th, so I will give them until the 10th. Unless you are going to be changing the use, you can go ahead and leave this blank. If you do plan on changing the use, for example, you wanted to change a commercial to an industrial property, then you would want to put it in here. But when you're talking about single family or residential properties, very likely you don't need to worry about this. And again, if you leave it blank, that is stating that it is going to remain under the same use. So this is going to take us to Schedule A now, where we are going to insert clauses. So I am giving a cash offer on this property. So I already have my clauses pulled up from an original email. These clauses will all be provided in a link. So again though, this is a cash offer. So the first thing is going to be the buyer agrees to pay the balance of the purchase price subject to adjustments, blah blah blah. Long story short, the buyer is going to be giving a check or a wire transfer to the seller upon closing. Okay? So I will discuss the clauses as well. If we wanted to make a clause on financing, we would use this. This offer is conditional upon the buyer arranging a mortgage satisfactory to the buyer not later than 5-7 business days, whatever you want to put. Here is the offer on a home inspection. This is a status clause. Now, this sometimes can be used in the offer. Right now in today's market, most sellers want to see a clean offer. But with that being said, you can always put that the lawyer's going to review it. And the other one is the status certificate. I will just find that very quickly. Maybe I don't have it here. So the status certificate, whether I have it or not, is basically that the condominium is going to be in good financial health. There's no special assessments, anything like that. That is one of the acceptable clauses even in today's market where they want to see clean offers. But with that being said, they still want to see a clean offer. So the cleaner the better. So for me, I am going to be putting that they are going to be paying the money upon closing. I'm going to put the buyer shall have the right to view the property 2 further times prior to completion. So that just means they get to do a couple walkthroughs. And the last one for me for this offer is going to be the final one. Seller agrees to remove all debris to have the property clean, broom swept condition. One other thing, when you are getting your buyer to put in a cash offer, please make sure they understand the risks involved. If they are unable to finance the deal, they will get sued and they will very likely lose their deposit, which you do not want to happen. Same with the home inspection. You know, when it comes to home inspections for townhouses, it's not so bad. Again, the condo is going to be responsible for the roof, for the foundation, the windows, etc. So it's not as bad when it comes to that. So now I'm on the confirmation and cooperation. First things first, I'm going to check the listing brokerage represents the interest of the seller in this transaction and is further understood the listing brokerage is not representing or providing customer service to the buyer. Okay, so if this was my listing and I was putting an offer in, there could be one of two things. We could be doing the listing brokerage is providing customer service to the buyer, or it could be multiple representation. But because this is a listing with another agent and another company, simply the listing brokerage is representing the seller and the listing brokerage is not representing or providing customer service to the buyer. Okay, now we go to number 3. The cooperating brokerage represents the interest of the buyer in this transaction, and the the listing brokerage will pay the cooperating brokerage the commission as indicated in MLS information for the property. So, very typically in London, you're going to see 2% plus HST. It's always better to put plus HST just so there's no confusion, because if it was just a flat 2%, then that means you're paying your own tax. That's it for filling out the actual offer. Now we're going to hit done editing. I'm going to print this. Well, I'm going to turn it to a PDF. Okay, so once I have saved it, I have done my offer. Now I will be going to AuthentiSign to send it to the buyer for signature. And then as soon as it's signed, obviously we will be sending it to the listing agent. Wish me luck, and thanks so much for watching.